What's going on, BFL fam? I'm Carlos. This is Steven.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Today, a new duo from the house of Amouage called Portrayal Man and Portrayal Woman. Keep it right there.
Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. It really does mean a lot to us. Thank you. So, Amouage, we all know Amouage, our beloved house of Amouage.
That's right.
Another pair, they always put out releases in a man's version and a woman's version. This was creative directed by Christopher Chong, who has been their creative director for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And responsible for many, many, many hits for the Omani brand.
I would agree.
This is called Portrayal Man and Portrayal Woman. As I said earlier, these bottles were sent to us for review, but as always, all opinions are our own. So what do we know about Portrayal Man and Woman?
So the first thing that I picked up on initially is when you look at the presentation, it sort of has this Art Deco 1920s-ish aesthetic to it. And so a lot of it was inspired by that sort of 1920s bohemian culture. And whenever I think of it, it always brings me back to the days of the Great Gatsby, Zelda Fitzgerald, flapper fashion. And sure enough, you made a reference to that. You alluded to that because this one contains tobacco. And you're like, oh, it might be like the flappers with the filters.
Yes, exactly.
And so I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And
with the cigarette holders.
Yes. And so it kind of it brings me back to like that prohibition, flapper fashion, women's suffrage kind of a time. And so I was really looking forward to these fragrances. So I'm happy that I finally had the opportunity to put my nose on them. So thank you.
They are different. They are not mass appealing scents here. These are definitely daring, artistic, and definitely out there. So stunning presentation. It has an iridescent pearl finish. It's quite stunning, a little reflective.
Yeah, it's so nice. It has a Swarovski crystal in the cap. For those of you who don't know, the women's presentation is fashioned out of a mosque, and then the men's presentation is fashioned out of a khanjar, which is a type of knife that you would keep in your waistband. And so it's a really cool aesthetic, kind of like this back and forth between the two. And they did want to restore the traditional Omani perfume making, I guess, talents or skills in this brand. And so this is made in Oman. Even at the bottom of the bottle it says made in Oman.
Truth be told, I just learned a handful.
And the women's bottle also has a Swarovski crystal on it, but it's at the very top. And so,
awesome. What are the notes for these guys?
So with the men's version, let's start there. So it's a very simple note breakdown. It's just 3 notes. So you have Cade, Vetiver, and Violet. So let's discuss that one first.
I do get more than just those notes, but those notes are prevalent on my skin in this composition. It has a very strong violet blast in the beginning.
Yeah.
It has the earthiness of vetiver, and then a touch of smokiness. Well, not a touch. A little more than a touch. It has some smokiness in the dry down.
Yeah.
The violet lasts for a really nice while on skin, because I do love that note.
Yeah.
You had said when you first smelled it, oh my god, it smells like Fahrenheit-ish a little bit.
Perhaps a little bit, yeah, because my experience with Violet has been it's either dirty or it's clean. So clean would be like the Green Irish Tweeds of the world, and then the ones that are a little bit more on the rugged side would be like Dior's Fahrenheit. And this one certainly reminded me of that a little bit, but it does have that Cade oil in the base, which comes across just a tad bit smoky, not as smoky as something like Interlude Man. So if you're familiar with that one with the oregano and the incense is quite smoky, but this one is certainly all about the violet.
This had like overnight and post-shower longevity on my skin.
Wow.
I'm not projecting that long, but it definitely lasted on my skin overnight and through a shower. In the dry down, it seems to be mostly like I seem to get patchouli is what I get. So It's kind of like a real kind of old school Chypre type of
There is a green element to it. I agree.
So that's what I get. It's definitely a statement fragrance. It's not for casual wear. It's for an event or moment or whatever that you need to make a statement with your fragrance. And
yeah, and so I think that if you are looking to get heads to turn, this is one that's definitely on the more rugged side. And so it's kind of along the lines of like an interlude or like a Myths Man, just something that's very powerful, very robust. I don't think there's anything about this one that is very carefree and light and fanciful. So this is one that I would recommend wearing on a special occasion, dressed up, when you really want to leave an impression. And I think it's more suitable for colder climates.
for sure.
But I could see somebody pulling this off as long as you spray lightly and conservatively. I think you can wear this one when it's a little bit warmer outside as well. But I like that they took the Amouage offerings in this direction. Looking back at their collection, I think this is something that was missing from the Amouage lineup. So I'm really happy to see that here.
So for you old school Amouage fans, this is back to where we came from, if you will.
Yeah.
Except the incense is not here. I wish it had incense, but it doesn't. It's definitely a masculine fragrance, and it's definitely a feminine fragrance. They're not like, could be kind of unisex. I mean, anything could be,
Sure.
but they definitely are modeled and fashioned to be for a man and for a woman.
Yeah, if you did a blind smell test, you can easily tell the difference of which one's masculine, which one is feminine. And that's not to say, thank you very much, that's not to say that the feminine version is wispy at all.
No.
It definitely has a heart to it, and so does this test strip.
The notes for that are jasmine. It has craven, which is tobacco dusted with vanilla. It has elemi, and it has
You said it
tuberose.
all. Oh, tuberose
Yeah.
as well. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so this one is very jasmine and tuberose heavy.
Yeah, it's
and
vavavoumi, as I like to say.
so I can definitely see a flapper wearing this.
It's like the big fur coat and the cigarette.
with the pearl necklace
yeah,
and the
yeah.
bob haircut and everything. That's really nice, yeah. So this one kind of gives off like a tropical vibe. So when I smell this, it actually reminds me a lot of Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford.
Ah,
Yeah, and so this is something my wife would absolutely love. And I just love where this transports me. It's very vacation-esque, very light, breezy, carefree, but it's not light. I think this is one that definitely, because of what's radiating
pops
off this
off
paper
skin,
here,
yeah.
I would guess it lasts a long time.
it has really, really good longevity. I mean, most Amouage, for the most part, I can comfortably and honestly say that they last a long time. There's just one that I'm about to review soon that I find kind of light, which is Dia Man.
Okay.
But as far as the rest of the collection, they're definitely assertive and strong fragrances. These are no exception.
Yeah, so I think if I had to categorize them, Interlude would definitely be among the heaviest. There was one in the Opus collection. What is it, Opus 11?
Yeah, the most recent one, which we haven't done yet.
Okay, we will, for
Okay.
sure. So that one is probably like maybe the strongest, or it's a tie for the strongest.
Almost daring.
Yeah, definitely the most daring.
It felt like it lasted on skin for 2 days, and just a little FYI, if you're a Gucci Guilty Absolute fan, you'll definitely love that latest opus.
I definitely agree. And I think that this one would fall in third place of like the strongest Amouage. Definitely like the vibe that I get from this one is very green, sort of rugged, but there's something so likable about the violet note that's in there. It's so intriguing, I just keep going back to it. And I did try this one on skin today, yeah.
This is something that I would wear for an occasion. As I said earlier, it's not an easy breezy, let's go to work and get compliments from all the girls. That's not that type of fragrance. This fragrance is for you and for you.
Yeah, I think it would definitely also convey a sort of
And you too.
mysterious vibe.
And you.
And me as well.
And
I
him,
hope so.
and him.
I would hope so. But it's a good release. It's a solid release. I love it.
So 2 new fragrances from the house of Amouage. I would love to give a small sample of each, a 5 ml decant, let's say, to one lucky subscriber. This can be worldwide. All you have to do is subscribe to Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, subscribe to Mr. Redolessence.
Thank you for that.
Like this video, then leave one comment down below with what you enjoyed most about this video today. If you're new to this channel, please do consider subscribing. If you haven't been a subscriber, click on the bell icon so you miss notifications on new reviews, new content giveaways, and all the fragrance fun always happening right here at BFL. One thing before I wrap this up is, in case you were wondering what my shirt said, it says, "Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way." In case you're wondering, you couldn't see because the box was in the way, now you know.
That's
Take
awesome.
care, stay blessed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.